Virgo, welcome to your Sunday Shuffle. This week I'm doing something called Canvassing the New. So a big question I get, how come I don't focus on the new? And it's really quite simple for me, but I thought I should elaborate further. I will see new for a collective in as much as they are ready for it. I don't dictate the energy, the collective does. And the more a collective is ready for new, I'll see it because it's there in their mind, sharp. It's a seed that's been planted. It's an idea we're taking seriously. We're making room for it. We're taking care of it. And we're manifesting it through the real world based on what we're doing. And there you go. So I see new in as much as anyone's ready for it. So today, we're going to take a look at what new is in tarot via the aces. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and then the Chariot, advice from Spirit about how to move forward. And then I'll see things in different variations of new. Say, for instance, a job. Let's say you got a well-paying gig and the benefits are great and you're not looking to change. That'll be a renewal. Ace of Pentacles. In other words, you keep the contract going. You have no motivation to change, right? You don't need to. Why would you do that, right? And then sometimes, like I saw with Taurus, it was love. It was a strong investment, realistic in love, and where they were shifting in that direction. And then everything else was backing up that momentum. It's like, I'm unhappy. I've learned that. This is what I'm going to do about it. And then once that started to take shape, other things flow with it. You see what I'm saying? New is never what people think it is. It's renewal, ongoing, and then stuff that needs to exit. It occurred to us something needs to exit so we can make room for something else. New needs room to grow. So a lot of people watch tarot hoping to see new so that they themselves will be inspired to make change, and that's just not how real life works. It might be temporarily inspiring, but it won't stick. When people are really ready for new, they act on it. They live it. They don't make excuses, and then it shows up in the cards. That's it. Okay? And I wanted to show that to people, so let's do it. And Taurus was ready to invest in a new love. And it was on the premise of hard understandings. You understand? So those were aces that were in play. Some were being exited. Some were being born. Let's see. God, who else had a really good one? I want to say Pisces. Stuff like that. Let's see what's going on for you. Show me that Ace of Pentacles, please. Let's see the Ace of Pentacles, please. Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please, for Virgo. Show me the Ace of Pentacles. Like always, take it resonates, say what does not. Do keep in mind some of this is future-oriented. You don't know something is new to you yet, or it's been with you so long, you know, it's like old news to you, but you never took it seriously. Somewhere in between. See what I'm saying? New is so much more comprehensive than people give it credit for. Typically, there really is no such thing as new. It was just always there, waiting to be discovered. All right, King of Cups. Yes, strength. Who else has strength? Knight of Wands. Oh, honey. Dude, you have some Taurus in your chart. Check theirs out. You're not showing me something. I mean, you're showing me something not too dissimilar. Okay, it's again, I'm interested in love, but this time you're showing me a dash of passion on there. Yeah, you're excited. And it something feel good, honey. Something feel real good. But you're saying it takes strength. It takes strength to approach this. You're saying it's going to take strength to plant this particular Ace of Pentacles. It's going to take a strength of will to do this. But yeah, love is the name of the game. But also, yeah, there's passion in there. And it's realistic passion. It's realistic love. There is a large heart space here. It's either yours, theirs, or they're both yours in some way. I don't know. But it's kind of like with the strength of this energy, I'd like to plant this particular pentacle. So again, realistically speaking, we are jazzed up about this. We feel enthusiastic. I don't know if it's in play yet. Let's take a look at that Ace of Swords. Sometimes I can see stuff that's already in play. But you're telling me this is taking a strength of will to approach, at least energetically. Never mind bring it into the real world. Now, I'm all for strength. And for some people, especially strength next to that Knight of Wands, holy hell. Okay, that means we are seriously fired up, but nervous. So you see the intensity of that particular kiss there, and all the energy with the Knight of Wands that's backing it up. So it's like, it's like, you know, when we're going in for that first kiss, right? And it's haha, you want to, but you're nervous, and it's kind of like that. So I don't know if I'm necessarily seeing a first kiss. I'm trying to give you an equivalent to see how it looks like in the real world. And then we have somebody's big old fat heart. Isn't that a nice description? Because I am the King of Cups, I feel like I can say that. It's like, I know he's a big old fat heart, you know? Yeah, he can be emotionally stubborn. Yeah. But nonetheless, you know, he's real. It's a real heart space. It's beautiful. It's bold, you know? So yeah, we want to plant that pentacle, honey. Now, that's either coming towards you or you are gearing up your energy to go towards it. But I feel like, again, it's a pentacle that's on the verge of being in play. It looks like it might be a matter of time. Let's see that Ace of Swords. Let's see that Ace of Swords. Let's see what's on your mind. Show me that Ace of Swords, please. Show me that Ace of Swords. Show me that Ace of Swords. Show me that Ace of Swords, please. And yes, I wash these cards many times in between takes, so I can prevent overlap. So if it comes back around, then it's meant to be, honey. I'm not going to argue with it. It's funny, I used to watch this tarot reader because she's got some good methods, but there was some basic stuff that she was neglecting, like washing the cards in between. She's like, it's so funny, the sign I just read before you got the same cards. What? No way. You know, so I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just like, seriously, that's the reason why my channel's kind of small. I know what I'm like. Okay. Ace of Swords. Do you have a particular truth? Eight of Wands, the Fool, Page of Wands. There it is. Look at you. We're opening up to this. You had an idea here, and it is an idea you opened up towards, but just the idea, there's that nervousness again. It's nervous, but it's excited. You're excited. You're like a kid before Christmas. You want to know if you got the BB gun, right? Like A Christmas Story. Classic. I watch it every year. I've seen it a million times. I don't care. It's a classic. You'll shoot your eye out. It's like that. You want to know if you got your BB gun. You want to know. You want to know. You're super excited. You're Ace of Swords. You're like, I can't. Oh, God. You are on the precipice of communication, honey. You're either generating it or you're receiving it. I can't tell. You're so excited. But I love it. I do. I like this a lot. The Fool, Eight of Wands. We're going to open up. We're going to open up to communication. I'm nervous as fuck. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So there's that nervousness. There's the strength. So Page of Wands, he's that little guy. But he's the bravest of all the pages because he has the wand, and wand says fire. So while it might be nervous and he might be a little guy, he's the guy that initiates stuff. So... And then there's the Fool. You're saying it's taking nerve to open up. It's taking nerve to open up. Oh my God, I'm so excited. You know, there's communication. So you had an idea hit you, Ace of Swords, about what to say or how to say it. You either received communication that kicked off all this energy, or you're about to generate it yourself and you're equally nervous. It runs both ways. To receive it, you get nervous, like, oh, what's this? And then to give it to somebody else, oh God, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? What are they going to say? So I don't know. I really don't know because there's so much nervous excitement here. But the idea hits you with the Ace of Swords, so it's a fresh idea. It's a fresh idea, or even if it's an idea that's been with you, you're just now at that precipice of responding to it. In other words, making it reality. That's why you're excited. Do you see how new is working? I see various states of new. It's not stop, start. There's flow in between it. Like I said, there really is no such thing as a new construct unless the universe delivers it to us, and that does happen 100%. It's usually as a form of alternative thinking or doing or feeling or acting. We see you've been doing this. Try this out, Virgo. It might be a better fit for you. And that's when the universe does us a favor. But if we're not ready for it, we won't accept it. Or if it's too alien, or we think it's too weird, or it's too scary, or it requires too much change, there's a good chance we'll reject it. But the idea is to trigger you into thinking this could be for you. Think about it. You may not accept it now, but maybe you will later, you know? And so I don't know why you are so... I don't know what's generating all this activity, but I like it. It's positive. It's healthy. It looks natural to me. And that's all I care about. So long as I don't see any conflicting interest of emotional and mental energy, this is good for me, is what you're saying. This is good for me. Then I'm fine. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So let's keep on. I want to see what's knocking around in your Ace of Cups, honey. Oh, dare I look. Dare I look. Yeah, at this rate, honey, you're going to run through all the sexy cards, as I call them. Some of the Ace of Cups, please, for Virgo. Some of the Ace of Cups, please, for Virgo. Let's see that Ace of Cups, please, for Virgo. Someone said, reasonably so, Someone who's much wiser than I am about these things, who, I mean, I delve in the arts, but this person lives in the arts, and he bravely and wisely said there's no such thing as new art. Everything is based off something else. That's what inspiration is. So in and of itself, inspiration feels like new, but it comes from somewhere. Everything generates something else, and I'm like, that's very true, artistically as well as energetically. So the idea of new is actually terribly abstract, and it's not nearly as black and white as people think it is, you know? It's typically something we were working towards, or it's with us, or we're just allowing it to expand and finally express itself. Oh, Tower. Oh, Nine of Wands. Oh, honey. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. There's that heart space again with the earth signs. I want to do what's practical, right? I want logical love. I want practical love. And it never really works, does it? You know? And unless that's your value. If that's your value, I'm not knocking it. There's people who join unions and things all the time because of the comfort zone, and they know what they can expect from it. It's not the most romantic or loving of unions, but the idea is that it suits their needs, and if that's what's cool for them, then that's what's cool for them. Just so long as you accept it and you're in alignment, I don't care. But you're saying that's not what you're about with this. You actually had a strong realization here with the Tower that when we resisted the Tower, we resisted our true self. Okay, the Tower, the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is a Virgo who got slapped around a little bit in the heart space. Okay, not gonna lie. That was a hard slap in the heart, you know? It's like, take that, Virgo. It's like, why? Well, there's operating methods from the heart, you know? And it's true for earth signs, and I see this a lot for, you know, the sword signs as well, air signs. It's letting the heart operate via the heart is typically the last thing some people do. People approach the heart for a pentacle reason, or sword reason, or fire reason, but it's not water. You know? And then sometimes you get slapped around the hard way. It depends on the approach, if you're comfortable with it. And if people are not comfortable approaching unions and relationships from the heart, then the results are what the results are. So the more we try to control it or feel practical about our heart space, you know, there's a good chance it won't work. Or it may not work if that's just not your operating method that's good for you. And you had a Tower in your heart space where it feels like you got knocked around a little bit. So there was a delay here, a strong delay, and for good reason. You weren't ready for new love. Fairly recently you knew this. And we resisted that knowledge for a while. I mean, you were a soldier with that Tower, Nine of Wands. And I told this somebody, the more you go like this, get away from me. I don't want that knowledge. I don't want that insight, Tower's insight, crashing insight. The more it comes crashing back on you, because that Tower can't be sustained. It doesn't matter how much we do this. You get stronger, I grant you, but all you're doing is delaying what it is you're supposed to learn or experience. And so you delayed something as long as you humanly could. I know. And that was exhausting. But here's the thing, it was good for you. It was good for you. You had a hard lesson in love at some point on your timeline. And resisting the love that comes from an independent place in you. They're emphasizing this with the Nine of Pentacles. Love needs to come from an independent place in you, that you know it's for you, or that it's correct for you, and that it's a good representation of who you are as an individual. And some of you have resisted love cup opportunities, specifically new opportunities in love, because you said, it's not for me, and I know it's not. Wrong. There was something about some love somewhere that said, this is actually really good for you, Virgo, and you're like, no, it ain't. So when that Tower came down and we learned it the hard way that necessarily being in love or falling in love isn't what we thought it was, or it looks different, or you had a wild injection of energy that said, this is what actual love is, Virgo. It's not what you're used to. It's not what you've experienced in the past, and we understand it's unexpected, but this is why we're trying to give it to you. So this feels like one of those cups in the past that it might have been presented to you by the universe, and if you weren't ready to take it or acknowledge it or see it for what it was, then you weren't. Love represents the best of you, not something that looks like you or you feel is supposed to look like you or be with you. It's what you feel, not by what you see or resist, something like that. Okay, let's keep cracking. I didn't mean to hang out there that long. I had a particular feeling about the Ace of Cups, so I wanted to take more time with it. But good love, real love, true love, speaks to you from the heart. My heart is pointing towards you, not for practical reasons or logical reasons or passionate reasons, even though those are probably in there too, but because it wants you and recognizes something in you. Okay, Ace of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, the Eight of Cups. You feel like you have been broken from your Ace of Wands for a while, the passion. Yeah. So some of you have a hard time trusting the passion element as being part of the love package. Like if it's too passionate, it can't be love-based, right? And that's a fear a lot of people have, and I understand that fear. It does make sense, but it's another way that it can hijack us. So again, I can see that you are a Virgo that has leaned more towards practicality as being proof of love, as opposed to intensity and passion and heat, right? And that's just not true, because when we start living without it, we see how miserable we are. So we need to learn that passion is part of healthy love. It is. And however that passion presents itself in terms of excitement and opportunity and inspiration. You have to remember this is inspiration. Does your love inspire you? Okay. Does your love challenge you? Does your love light you up and make you crazy? And you're like, why? Okay, I love this anyway. I love you because you're crazy and you make me crazy. Okay? Something like that, because you don't realize how important this is until you're completely separated from it. And that's total separation. We haven't felt that in a while. You haven't had an Ace of Wands in a while. And we realize this is indeed part of our feeling when we have the absence of it with the Eight of Cups. Can you have an Ace of Wands, a new one, a brand new one without all this junk in it? Or rather the absence of it? 100%. You're already on the point of opening back up towards it by continuing on up here. All right, so you do have a couple of new aces that are in play based off old energy from what you have learned on previous experiences. Thank you for another good example of new. Chariot, please. Let's see that Chariot. Let's see that Chariot. Show me that Chariot, please. Advice, Virgo, about how to move forward. Advice, please, on how to move forward. Advice, please, on how to move forward in that Chariot. Let's see that Chariot. Page of Cups, move forward, Four of Swords. You've been resting on some of these subjects, and while they still kind of confuse you, okay, a little bit, you have been resting on these subjects with the Four of Swords. Your advice is to open your heart, even in the smallest of ways, and that thing that we were discussing, the Page of Cups is the better representation of the heart space, opening up, even if it's just a little bit. I want you to move forward in that particular direction, and it's going to help give you some more clean slate energy there. Okay, and you move further and further into that proposal of new love energy. Based on what I'm seeing up here, you have every right reason and thought to expect to generate that activity if you allow this to come through. 100%. But you've been resting on these things. And again, it's confusing and it's not easily understood, but you are sorting it with the Four of Swords. So that's new. Yeah. You have some new play based on some background noise of what's not working for you. And lessons. I hope that you move towards that new. The magic, 13. The 13th for some of you might be important, but 13, that sense of magic and wonder as a child that perhaps you lost, right? Perhaps you lost that sense of magic and wonder, you know. That love and happiness can be a happily ever after gig. It's like some of you thought that's just magical thinking. You gotta stick with what's practical, right? There's a reason I picked up on that. That is supposed to be hard. You have to be laborious. Do you see the lightness of being the magic of a child and still having wonder and belief of magic versus the harsh reality here? Somewhere in between, we should exist. We don't have to be a complete fool and believe in fantasy, but happily ever after can and does exist, and life doesn't have to be so hard, and relationships shouldn't have to be so laborious. We should exist somewhere between loving ourselves and believing that it's possible, and also living in reality. Those two can coexist. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay, the 11th might be important. 13, there's that 13 again. 13 is Scorpio's power number, by the way. The 13th in the general sense, and then also November is here, so for some of you, Scorpio season might be important. Let's see here. 15, the polar bear. Having strength, sometimes having to feel cold to shut down and be strong and get things done. But but there's this expectation, and I'm seeing this more as strength as in the traditional sense as I saw it back here. Strength to kind of move forward on the expectation that you are feeling to pull you forward. There's an expectation that you are feeling within you to be strong and to deliver some of these concepts that we've been talking about, or be so brave as to be the recipient of them. Again, I can't quite tell in your opening. The energy is just so excited and frothy. It's frothy, like a foam on a coffee. It's very frothy, so it's excited. And I just see communication going both ways by two people who are relatively excited to be talking to each other. Okay, but yeah, there's that. Be strong. Okay, and I think the idea here is that what I'm seeing, that polar bear next to expectations, is that you feel that you have to be strong and manage your own expectations. That's what I feel like you're saying to me. I need to manage my expectations, but I do want to be a little bit excited. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. For some of you, somebody in this dynamic is a good money generator and or possibly has a child, by the way, I forgot to add. Okay. Is that who she is? Or is that who you are? A female. They're emphasizing the red. Lady in red. Lady in red. Do you associate them with that song? Yes, they have a feeling for you. Of course they do. You associate them with red so strongly. You like them in red? Well, they like you in red. Red lipstick. Red something. Red is so bright. It's beautiful. They're beautiful. And they're comfortable with their body, obviously. A storm. Things are changing, shifting. Oh, is this the person who caused this, the hiccup in the heart space there? It feels like they got slapped around in the heart. That's that. The storm in the tower. Is that who generated that energy? Huh? The storm? 29 for some of you? I don't know. The only references I've really gotten is to winter or Scorpio season. Is who they are. Of course, the love is mutual. Very feminine. Here twice. Red. The red rose. The feminine beauty. The mature feminine beauty. And the romantic one. You see them as being one and the same. Mature, but also at the same time younger and romantic. Either way, beautiful. They emphasize the red. Flowers. Wow. In the institution. This is where we have that sense of conformity, rules, agenda, the Hierophant energy. Okay. Very official. The institute is strong. Officiousness. The permission element. Wow. Oh, no. Nope. It wasn't supposed. Ay, Virgo. God dang it. These need to be under 25. The triangle choices. You have choice, and also indecision is a choice. The more we remain undecided, the more we get nothing. And the more we make choices, the more we start generating that new activity. Okay? All right. And we're talking about love here today. Yes, of course. I saw that right away. It is both love as well as new love. Okay? Yes, we have the opportunity to generate a brand new love experience here, based on what I'm seeing here about the realistic investment, about opening up based on what we have decided, and then thus I see the action in the real world. Yes, this creates more. So the more we choose it, the more it chooses us back. Okay? And then we create that new love, which isn't new. It's based on everything else that preceded it. You see? That's what I'm talking about. Some of you feel like you need magic or that you've been cursed. Oh, I know that feeling. I've been... curses. I've been cursed with this shit, right? No, it's not cursed, honey. But there is a touch of magic in here, 100%. The universe has a way of manipulating things with strings and energetic pulls. And in and of itself is kind of a magic, yeah. Yeah. Or this person's very different. They practice the spiritual arts, or perhaps you do. That just means they're a little bit more on the moon side, which means they're comfortable with the moon energy, which is good. I tend to trust people who are comfortable with their moon energy, not people who are completely just like, oh, I live in the sun 24/7. That means you are completely out of touch with who the hell you are. You're just fun time boy. You're a fun time girl. You know, it's people who are much more capable of living in reality and making good decisions for themselves understand more about themselves on that side. Okay, and that's always a good thing. I tend to trust those people who've done their deep inner work, and it shows. It shows. It always shows. You want to be in touch with somebody who knows more of who they are in all degrees and aspects, who doesn't just focus on their positives. They have a stronger understanding, too, of their negatives, because both exist. Okay? All right, anyway, that's enough. It's too long, Virgo. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.